Welcome to 44 on the Town. Entertainment news, what's trending, and much more.
Hi, I'm Veronica. We're so glad you could join us here on 44 on the Town. We have a very cool show planned today that's going to include a behind-the-scenes look at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights 25. We will literally go sailing with All Aboard TV and speak with Sherrod Halliburton. He is the president of Manatee Community Federal Credit Union. But up first, it's time for Entertainment Now with TM Powell, sponsored by Emerald City Comics. This week, to go along with our preview of Halloween Horror Nights, TM has a brand new The Four that's all about our favorite horror icons. I'm going to preface this by saying, you know how I am about scary movies.
Oh, I can't wait to do this segment.
I don't like them.
No.
I get really scared.
And I make you go?
I know. You forced me to go. But I have seen a few, so I'm familiar with these icons.
Yeah, I was inspired after we took the trip to Universal, which we'll preview later on in the show for Halloween Horror Nights 25. It was really cool. So I thought, hey, why not we do horror icons? Now, I'll tell you right now, you're not going to see the classic ones like Frankenstein, Dracula, Creature from the Black Lagoon on there, because to me, they're kind of corny, because Frankenstein, he's held together by stitches. You could rip him apart. Dracula, just don't invite him in your house and you're fine. And Creature from the Black Lagoon, just don't go swimming in the Black Lagoon.
Look at this tough guy over here.
So, but there's some other ones that are, you know, scary, and you think of horror, you think of these guys. Now, the first one is Michael Myers. I love Michael Myers because he is that first just silent guy in a mask with a knife that just keeps coming. He is scary, just a regular dude that's insane. Started out as this nice little boy who ends up murdering his sister on Halloween night. He gets put in a mental institution, escapes, and comes back home and just starts terrorizing teens. Now, I'll tell you right now, Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, he will not be on this list because I think he's a ripoff of Michael Myers. Think about it. Michael Myers has a mask. Jason has a mask. Michael Myers has a knife. Jason has a knife. And also, they both don't say anything. They just keep coming at you. So Jason's a little bit of ripoff of Michael Myers. But that first Halloween is a scary, freaky movie. And just when you see that white mask, it just freaks you out, right?
Yeah, and with the hair coming out of it, just forget about it.
And it's funny, it's an old Star Trek mask. It was a William Shatner mask that they spray painted white. Who would have thought that'd have been so scary? Now, I know later installments, it got a little goofy like most horror franchises do, but that first Halloween is a scary movie, and just when you see Michael Myers, it's just so creepy.
Yeah, I mean, you look at him and you know exactly who it is. That's why he's an icon.
Okay, now my second one. Now, this is my wild card. You know, I always throw the wild card in. I never said horror villains, I said horror icons. And that's why Ash Williams from the Evil Dead franchise makes it, because he's the hero of horror. In those movies, there's not really a big villain. It's more of Ash fighting all these demons that he's opened up the Book of the Dead. But I know the Evil Dead franchise, it's kind of corny and it's kind of campy, but that's the charm of it. He has a chainsaw for an arm after he had to lop his own hand off, and he's got the shotgun, which has been renamed the Boomstick, the double-barrel sawed-off shotgun. Now, if anybody ever holds it up, they always say, hey, this is my Boomstick. That's from Evil Dead. And I know it's corny, but I love it. And it's just gore and just practical effects. But Sam Raimi directed those early installments. And, you know, he went on to direct Spider-Man, these big movies. You can see that he had some talent back there just working with no budget at all. But if you ever get a chance to check out Evil Dead 2, it's a lot of fun. I love Ash. And like I said, he's got a chainsaw for a hand. I take my kids' fake chainsaw and I run around the house playing Evil Dead with them sometimes.
But that's the great thing about horror movies is you look at them and you think, oh my gosh, so ridiculous. But I mean, let's face it, nobody's gonna say, oh, that movie was so classy. You want it to be on the side of ridiculous because it's something that is unreal.
And it turned Bruce Campbell into a cult hero because now he's getting his own television series with Ash vs. Evil Dead. It's on another network, but still just shows longevity. Now, you and I are both children of the 80s, this third one. We know this guy creeped us out more than anything in the 80s, Freddy Krueger.
Dude, let me just start with saying, yes, I've seen like a couple of the Nightmare on Elm Street ones, and every time I always think, I'm like, it's just a movie, it's just a movie. But gosh darn it, if I didn't lay in bed and just like think of like the claw was just like, it would freak me out. And on top of that, my aunt and uncle literally owned a house on Elm Street in Tampa.
Well, he's hard to look at. That's part of his scariness. He's all burned a lot. And that glove, that famous glove of rusty knives for fingers. And he can get you in your sleep and kill you. I mean, it's just so freaky. Kids of the 80s are terrified of Freddy Krueger. Once again, I know it got a little corny later on, but still, in the original ones, Nightmare on Elm Street, it is scary. And also gave us Johnny Depp. Remember, that was his first movie he was ever in.
That's right.
That famous bed scene with all the blood, just, oh, gross. Now the last one. I will go old school on this last pick for the four horror icons. 1960s Psycho with Norman Bates. This guy is so scary because he's real.
Yep.
He's not a spirit. He's not a guy with a chainsaw with a human face for mask. It's just about an unassuming guy that you would meet in everyday life. He runs his hotel, seems polite, seems nice, but we find out he's a killer of women. And think about how famous Psycho is. It really is Hitchcock's masterpiece.
Absolutely. It is iconic and it is classic.
And he's got the theme music, the shower scene, but like I said about Norman Bates, just a regular old dude that you could meet in life, and turns out he's just this monster underneath it all. He's very, very scary to this day. Even 1960 was a long time ago. Psycho is still scary.
Absolutely. You can check out TM's The 4 online at CW44.com, and we'll be back with more 44 on the Town.
Entertainment Now with TM Powell. Brought to you by Emerald City Comics.
Stop by Emerald City Comics this Saturday for their birthday after party celebrating the return of Flash and Arrow on CW44. You can get 20% off Flash and Arrow items. They will have cool archery demos going on in the store, as well as a concert and the Flash and Arrow on site.
Comics, toys, games, artwork. Emerald City has everything a collector is looking for in a neat and organized atmosphere. Come see the pop culture explosion at the gigantic Emerald City Comics Superstore. They're open till 6 and Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.